Nice, Griffith University.
Telstra, connecting the future today. From Australia's first telegraph line to the nation's largest 4G network, Telstra have been planting seeds of magic. Magic that allows people to connect and share from anywhere. But today, Telstra aren't just planting seeds. Today, they are ready to harvest the fruits of their labour. Ladies and gentlemen, we are from Griffith University, and it is with great pleasure that we are here tonight to present our strong buy recommendation on Telstra with a target price of $4.19. This represents 36% upside potential. Telstra is a leading telecommunications company, connecting millions of customers across Australia. To further extend its market leadership and remain at the forefront of technological innovation, Telstra is strategically leaving legacy behind. Looking forward, we deliver our strong buy recommendation based on 4 key upside drivers. 5G technology will deliver sustainable top-line growth. Telstra will strategically invest in emerging technologies. The company will shred unnecessary weight to reach peak operating performance. And finally, the establishment of InfraCo will allow Telstra to unlock further shareholder value.
Thank you, Lee. The upcoming 5G network is an incredibly strong driver behind our buy recommendation, which, through lack of understanding, the market has failed to incorporate in the share price. With the network's release, we'll see strong benefits for all telcos, in which Telstra will utilise its competitive advantage to maximise gains. Historical trends demonstrate that with new network comes new technology, forming the expected 10.7% growth in handset sales by 2021. 5G will create real NBN competition, leading to a conservatively estimated 15% wireless shift. Wireless broadband better caters to Australia's unique population density, making 5G more practical for transmitting gigabyte speeds across the nation. With Telstra's dominant 65% wireless market share, smart modem success, and upcoming modular plan structure, the company is guaranteed to proliferate benefits beyond its competition. Broadband EBITDA margins are expected to grow 3.6% by 2023, while wireless ARPU ascends at a CAGR of 7.4% beyond 2021. With the network capable of reaching the rapidly expanding data demands, while offering under a millisecond of latency, 5G will drive the near infinite potential behind the Internet of Things, leading into our second buy driver. As we push towards the next industrial revolution, physical assets will seamlessly integrate into our network. Telstra will derive IoT revenue through network services, machine-to-machine connections, and hardware. We expect a CAGR of 26.6% to be delivered through the M2M segment over the coming 5-year period. Unlike the smartphone revolution, Telstra is ensuring they capture as much value as possible through strong pushes into AI, cloud, and hardware development. Connectivity alone is only expected to account for 10% of IoT value, demonstrating the importance of said development. With Telstra being the only Australian provider of both Cat M1 and narrowband M2M connections, in combination with the brightest 5G future, our nation's longest standing telco is sure to secure key smart city contracts expected to account for 26% of IoT revenue, leading to a strong financial outlook.
Thank you, Jake. For our third buy driver, we forecast a decline in operating expenses, primarily resulting from a 30% fall in labor cost to all. Just a $2.5 billion net cost reduction program has made solid progress since initiation in late FY16, with underlying costs already down by 700 million. Telstra balance sheet is expected to strengthen over the next 2 years with a monetization of $2 billion in assets, creating robust capital position and stable cash flows that will not only facilitate the investment in 5G infrastructure, but we also believe that a strong balance sheet will create investment flexibility. Telstra financial settings are expected to continue to remain within the A-band credit rating. Its capital expenditure, excluding spectrum, reached 18% of sales revenue by FY18, remaining higher than all peers. As such, we expect, with the rollout of 5G technology, combined with the increasing demand of NAS services, to provide revenue growth from FY20 going forward. The company's return on investment capital tends to peak following the rollout of new generation technology, and we expect this trend to continue and to grow more than 10% with the 5G network. As for profitability, Telstra ROE of 24% is mainly derived from its dominant market share and well-established and highly utilized infrastructure, and has performed above industry average over the past 5 years. Finally, Telstra EBITDA and EBIT margins are all above industry, and we expect them to reach 38 and 23% by FY23.
Thanks, Andrea. Our fourth buy driver is the incredible value that you can unlock with InfraCo. InfraCo is Telstra's catalyst to increasing accountability, productivity, and transparency. We believe InfraCo will create managerial flexibility and optionality to unlock future shareholder value. Now, based on our analysis of top-line revenue growth across all of Telstra's operating segments and increased efficiency moving forward, we have conducted 5 valuation models consisting of 3 DCF approaches, a market-based approach, and a weighted average sum of parts approach consisting of relative valuation and DCF. Equally weighted, we reach our target price of $4.19. Now, with our market-based valuations, we have conducted a specific search across global and domestic peers based on key elements relating to Telstra, such as history of government ownership, dominant market share, and similar business structures. Now, to reflect the incredible value to be unlocked by InfraCo, we have conducted 2 sum of parts valuations. First, market-based sum of parts. We assume InfraCo will trade alongside all fibre telecom and infrastructure companies, resulting in our target price of $4.04. In our second sum of parts, we utilise DCF, separating Telstra and InfraCo by its operating segments. This results in a target price of $3.95 under Telstra's current WACC of 6.9%, and the assumption InfraCo continues to operate under Telstra continuously. Now, we've also considered the possibility of InfraCo as a spin-off entity, thus having applied a peer-adjusted WACC specific to InfraCo of 5.9% in our DCF sum of parts. This brings a valuation of $4.52, showcasing the incredible value that Telstra can unlock with InfraCo.
Thanks, Enoch. Valuations are only as good as the quality of their inputs, and that's why we've engaged in such vigorous tests in all of our assumptions. Firstly, we combined 2 residual income methods that derived a target price that was consistent with the other methods at $4.07. Secondly, we tested the sensitivities of all of our main drivers and inputs used in the valuations. Thirdly, our base case assumptions were tested via a rugged scenario analysis that generated bear and bull cases. The bear case indicates only 2% downside and a hold at worst, while the bull case indicates over 56% upside. Fourthly, using 10,000 runs, our Monte Carlo simulation generated a mean target price of $4.26 and indicates over 90% probability that the intrinsic value is greater than the current market price. And finally, we evaluate the separation of InfraCo and OpCo as a managerial real option to potentially de-merge InfraCo at a later date, when strategic to do so. We've monetized the value of this call option to delay using the Black-Scholes model, and we believe the call value at 50 cents and the strategic value that this represents is not incorporated into current market prices.
To conclude, we deliver a strong buy recommendation based on 4 key upside drivers: sustainable top-line performance as 5G technology is switched on, strategic investment into high-growth technologies, operational efficiency that will drive bottom-line performance, and finally, flexibility and optionality provided by the establishment of InfraCo. For these 4 reasons, now is the time to get connected to Telstra. We thank you for your time and we open the floor to any questions.
Thank you very much. Can we explore the cost out program that will drive efficiency? What sort of analysis have you done behind getting comfortable that that is an achievable target within the time frame? And then what are potential likely outcomes if that's not achieved? What is achieved?
Yeah. As was mentioned before, a third buy driver is the cost out target, and it makes sense as looking at Telstra's cost structure compared to its global peers. There is certainly room to keep cutting costs, especially in labor, where the company has one of the highest labor cost to sales ratio of the industry, with Telstra operating at 20%, Optus only at 12%, TPG at 10%, and Vodafone only at 4%, and with a reduction of the T22 cost out target program. This ratio will be in line with peers by FY22 at 14%.
And from a valuation perspective, in our base case assumptions, we assume that with Telstra's strong leadership, they will drive those costs, and to date they've achieved 700 million of the 2.5 billion cost out. We believe in our base case assumptions that they will achieve that target in full, but we wouldn't be prudent if we didn't model some downside risk. In our bear case, we've modelled 100 million of cost out deficiency per year. So that's 400 million in total by FY22 moving forward. That, among many other revisions and assumptions in our variables, gives us a bear case at hold.
And sorry to keep focusing on costs, but I'm going to. I mean, you were talking about an average 8.3% reduction in costs in the outer years. That's something that Telstra management has never done before. And part of that is because this Telstra organisation is quite unique in fact in running, if you like, a multi-disciplinary model. So how can we get some comfort that management is capable of achieving this?
Of course, so Telstra's previous management were quite risk averse, quite less likely to take such bold steps. Andy Ken has shown that he's ready to take these bold steps, and he has the management to do so and the people power. So, yes, we have a number of management teams and people on the board as well who have extensive experience in rolling out these cost structure programs. So the likes of Roy Chestnut, he was a strategic officer for the likes of Verizon, Motorola, Sprint, Nextel. So he brings great skills and expertise to the management team to unroll this cost structure program. And we have great confidence in Telstra's management team to do this.
If you look at the last 3 years, I think it's either 13 or 14 management changes, executive changes, that's 40% churn a year in the management team. That would suggest that they may not have the right people. So there's a lot of new people. What else can you sort of point to sort of get confidence? Point to keep holding it. My case, the cost out is able to be delivered.
Well, in terms of the churn rate of management, brokers have undergone a lot of changes in their management as well. So it's kind of the telecommunications industry in general. Andrew Penn has mentioned that he needs to disrupt the company in order to not fall behind in the disruption of this industry. So, Andrew Penn has, as previous chief officer of Asia Pacific in AXA, he led the company through the Asian financial crisis. He managed to make, a $50 million portfolio into a $10 billion
in terms of the mobile industry structure and whether you see risk there, it's been a very competitive market. Profits are starting to fall. Do you see a risk to Telstra margins falling further than you might predict, particularly given the price premium that they have for increasingly undifferentiated product?
Yeah, so for the past 3 years, Telstra have been named Australia's most recognised and valuable brand in Australia. So this commands customer loyalty and customer stickiness, which we believe Telstra has. My colleague can further elaborate.
So as customers look to maximise their utility, they see strong perceived value in Telstra's offerings, especially its media content, which 50% of customers engage with. In combination with its widest Australian coverage, superior internet speeds, cost outs, and also reduction of excess data charges. Similar to how Apple commands a $2,000 price tag on a handset, Telstra holds the same respective customer sentiment, and this drives the validation of their cost premium.
In addition, the numbers back it up, as NBN was supposed to wipe out market share, and Telstra actually achieved 51% of it, as opposed to TPG that has lost market share over the past 6 periods.
And finally, adding to that, if we look at the darkest of times, so like something like a recession, like the global financial crisis, for example, we see Telstra's key revenue drivers, which is mobile, postpaid and prepaid and fixed, remained relatively strong during that time, and only other discretionary services like pay TV and other things took a little bit of a hit. This already indicates that they already have the extensive customer stickiness, and that telecommunications is such an enabler in our lives that we can't live without it, and the utility of having that is so high, especially with Telstra's high quality service.
So we've done the modelling and we've shown that Telstra is very much, the products and services are price and income inelastic. But it's all in the data, ladies and gents. NBN was meant to wipe out market share, but as we've seen, it's in fact TPG that is ceding market share through the likes, or to the likes, of Vodafone and Optus. Telstra have commanded a 51% market share consistently or better, whereas TPG have lost over 2% in the last 6 periods. So not only that, Telstra has the lowest churn rate. So we see for the foreseeable future that their value proposition will continue to command premium pricing within the market and their respective market share.
Sorry, can I just go back to the cost out and the ability of management to execute? Given that so much rests on that, have you looked at the remuneration structure of the executive team and how are they incentivised to deliver that? Are there short-term and long-term incentives linked to achieving those targets?
Yes, we believe that Telstra's remuneration structure is appropriate, and they've recently brought in a new one. So they incentivise their board members by a fixed plan, and their management team with the short term and long term, in order to attract and retain the management that they need to deliver this cost out program.
Or what are the actual hurdles on the short-term and long-term incentive plans? Are they linked to these targets?
Well, essentially, the company and the managers were getting old. That's a fact. We can see some of them are 60 years old. They're not ready to bring this new network. It's a long commitment, and Telstra has needed that, and needs a fresh start with a fresh input of management. And with the remuneration package, we see if it wasn't as good, we wouldn't be able to attract such good talent and such essential talent for Telstra driving this revolution.
I'll also add it is performance-based, and so given that Telstra, their performance lacked recently, the management didn't receive their performance-based remuneration. But we can also look at TPG, David Tito's remuneration strategy recently got defined by shareholders. So it showed, and Telstra is still quite strong, so it shows that the shareholders are happy with the strategy that Telstra has in place at the moment.
And we believe they have the right balance as far as STIs and LTIs to drive performance in the short term and gain results there as far as the cost out of productivity targets, but also maintain the long-term incentives as well. So with regard to NPS and ROIC and all the respective KPIs, we feel there's an even balance there to achieve the short-term targets whilst maintaining long-term shareholder value.
From a valuation perspective as well, we have incorporated sensitivity analysis, especially into our bear case, with all these, saying the cost down strategy doesn't go forward, our key revenue drivers such as Internet of Things is not performing as well, and we cut those growth rates by 50%, which is a significant amount, and still we reach just a 2% downside, leading to a hold.
And if I can, I've asked everyone else, how many of you use Telstra for your mobile service provider?
Well, certainly, as we are students, we're quite cost adverse. I think that sums it up.
This concludes our